Hi, I'm doing Paul McWhorter's Pico W lessons, and I've just done lesson number 44, and I managed to do it perfectly okay, apart from I wasn't happy with the display at all. So I thought I would make this follow-up video to see if I could help people out and also help myself out. Now, in my video I was using my Waveshare, my dusty Waveshare Pico Res-Touch, and lots of lovely room for big characters, but I couldn't get it to do anything. I contacted Waveshare, and first of all they sent me a nice GUI that I could use to do things in Chinese. Then I contacted them again, and they sent me lots of helpful stuff for if I was working in C. And then when I pointed out to them that I did ask for something to do with Micropython, they said, oh, it kind of uses Micropython standard libraries, can't help you out. And I thought, thank you very much for that. And then, so I thought I would have a look around for myself, and I did a bit of a search for things to do with fonts, and something I found that looked quite interesting was this bit of code. Now it's a Python file, and you can see here that it is definitely something to do with the font. And I thought that would be very useful if only I knew what to do with it. And then there's a little bit of a def get character kind of thing. And then I noticed at the top, code generated by font.py. So I thought I would do a search for that, and I did a Google search, and I found that it had been written by, it had been written by a chap called Peter Hinch. There's a picture of him, and he's jolly clever. I've seen him, I can't remember what I might have seen that he did before, but anyway, he wrote this font.py. So if we look at the README, Micropython font handling, and there's all lots of interesting things that you can do, and it says these include OLED displays using the excuse me, SSD 1306 chip, right? And it also says something like that, and the whole point is that he's saying that it has limited RAM on the Pico W, therefore you really need to do a better way of doing it rather than just loading everything in. Anyway, if you read that, he will explain it. Now, it says somewhere down here, oh yes, you need the free type .py, whatever. So I'm sure everyone will be interested in that. We'll go back to the main thing, and here is the program. Nice long program, and you can just click there and copy it and save it in Thonny. Now this is a Python 3 program. You need at least Python 3.2 to run it, but I'm sure most people are on about 3.10 or 11 or something. And it says right at the top, needs free type -pi. So bear that in mind. So I saved that to Thonny, and there it is. And I saved that into a directory on my PC because you run it on your PC. Then as well as that, there's something called writer, and writer.py there again, you can download the code and save it, and this time you want to save it to your Pico W lib file, but I won't do that, and that's the program that does the actual work. So enough of that, we'll go back into Thonny. So there we have font.py, which is to be run in Python 3 on the PC or whatever you're using, and then we have the writer py that is to be saved onto pico.lib. So if I just run my program, I can show you what we're hoping to achieve. So if I minimize that, then you can actually see what I'm doing. Now, before we go into anything, I'll just run this, and there, oops, got to get it so the camera, aha, right, that up there, I am small, is the default font that comes with it, and with Peter, I can't remember his name, Peter, doesn't matter what his name is, I'm sure, it's very rude to not know his name, Peter Hinch, sorry Peter Hinch, fine chap Peter Hinch, the software from Peter Hinch has managed to do that, which is pretty fine and dandy. Right, so what we need to do is, how do we get this little thing to run? I have got a PowerShell window, and I've navigated to the directory that is containing all the stuff that I need. So if I go dir, and there you can see font.py.py. Great. So it first of all says you want to use freetype-py. So we need to pip install freetype-py. Now it needs to be Python 3, and I've got it set up so the default version for me is Python 3. You might actually need to do pip3 install. I can't spell free. Glad I noticed that. There, that's better. So I've done a video on how to set the default values, the default version of Python that you're using. So if you've got it set up right, you can just use pip, otherwise you have to use pip3. Hello? All right, I've already done it. So that's done it. Now if we go Python font.py.py help, and again you might have to use Python 3 there. Right, this is actually quite helpful. Quite often people's helps aren't very helpful. So it says this creates a font with nominal height 23 pixels with these defaults. Mapping is vertical, pitch variable, no idea what that means, character set, yeah, and illegal characters will be rendered as question mark. Great. And then sample usage. So that's the program name, that's the font that you're converting, the height of 23, and that's your output. Now I haven't tried that actually. That might be more useful on a little screen to have fixed, to have it monospaced. I haven't tried that. So what we need is a TTF file for the font. So we go back into here, and there I'm using TT fonts. So all you need to do, you just search and you find a font that you like, you click there. This might take ages, my internet's so slow. Oh, good heavens, it's there. Nearly there. Right, it kind of shows you what all the characters are, and then you can download to your computer. Well, I'm not going to do that because I've got too much anyway. So we'll go back to PowerShell, and we will go at dir to see what we've got. Now I've got that abckids.ttf, which we may as well try. So you go Python font to py.py, then it's the input file, which I said was abkids.ttf. Yep. I wanted a height of 20 pixels, and then the output file I'll just call test font 1.py. And then there's one other thing to worry about. It says up here mapping is vertical. I happen to know that you need mapping horizontal for this to work. So you just put the optional argument of -x, and then everything ought to work. -x, donk. Right. It should be there. Let's just have a look. And there we have test font 1.py. So we go back to Thonny, and we go into View and Files, and we refresh that because it needs to be refreshed. Right, there's test font 1.py, and it needs to be uploaded into lib. So you double click on lib, you right click on the test font.1, and then it says upload to lib. I'm not going to upload it because I'm running out of space on my Pico because I've got so much rubbish on there. But anyway, that's what you do. Now, to run this is my program. Now, all you need to do is you import from writer, import writer. I'm actually using something different. It's from, oh, I will do it the right way first of all. Right. You put from writer, import writer with a capital W. Then you can import, and you can import more than one font. And you can import it as font 1, which means if you wanted to change the actual font file that you're using, you don't have to have the name of it down here and down here and down here. You can just import something else as font 1, and then you have it as font 1. What else do we have to do? Now we're just creating an instance of writer, and it's to write to your OLED with that font. Whoops. And verbose equals false. Verbose equals false is good because otherwise you get all sorts of stuff that you don't understand anyway. And then after you've done that, you ignore all of that, and you just go font writer, set the position 10.4, font writer, print string there, and it should power off. Right. I will remember to show the camera. This helps. Right, you can see the camera. Now that's left over from before. But if we run this, it comes up with an error, which is very annoying, and it's because the device must be derived from framebuffer. Now, I thought it was, or it said that it needn't be. In that help file it said that, or you could include it. Anyway, I've realized that this SSD 1306, I don't know whether it's a dodgy copy or whatever, but it doesn't actually work properly. Maybe it would work with my Waveshare, but it doesn't work with the little OLED. So I've got a very much shortened version of Writer, which is called Writer Short. I have imaginative names, and it really doesn't do nearly as much. You know, it's only that long, but for the OLED it does what you want it to do. So we'll run this again, keep our fingers crossed. That's about the right angle maybe. I think I commented, rookie mistake, I commented out the wrong line. It was the one after, not the one before. Right, we'll try again. As Paul said, one of you didn't hold your breath. Try running it. There. Oh, can I get it to show up any better? Oh, it disappeared. We'll try running it again. Am I bigger? Yes, you are jolly well bigger. Great, that's exactly what you wanted to do. So we'll go down here. Now you can create more than one instance of Writer. So down here I have Font Writer 2, which is using the thing that I imported as Font 1, which is Interplay 20, whatever that is. And so we go down here and we just want to write the set the text position lower down, and then just put not bigger, and to give us time I'll take the power off bit. We'll try running that. So there, you can see you can use two different fonts. Well, in fact that's three, because that's the original. That's the Free Sans, and then that's the can't remember what it's called, Interplay something or other 20. Apart from that, what can we do? Oh, if you just want to see what characters there are in your font set, I've just written this silly thing, so we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of, in fact we'll get rid of that, and that. So I've just done this. So, oh, I don't need that either. Right, for character in range 32 to 126, it just says which character number it is and displays the character. Of course I'm doing print string for, oh no, I needed to do print string for character because the number and whatever. We'll see what that does. Might not work. Right, so that is displaying which character number it is, and it shows you what the character is. I could go on, it depends how long you want to sit watching this for. It might get more interesting further up. Oh no, it's going to get very boring because it's, no, I'll stop that. It's very boring because it's just capital letters. So I haven't achieved my objective, which was to get the Waveshare to be able to use bigger font, but I thought it'd be more useful to try it out on my little OLED, because more people have a little OLED, because only a total fool would buy one of those Waveshare things unless they're going to be using it for C. And it was easier to try out on the OLED. So is there anything more? No, I don't think I've got anything more. Anyway, hope this will be useful.